Part 2 of section 7.1. In this case, we're going to have radicals with more than one radicand or term underneath the square root sign or cube root sign. So in this case, we have 4x squared, and we're going to look at it kind of like the distributive property and separate them into two terms. So now we have the square root of 4 and the square root of x squared. So now we've broken it up, we can just take the square root of each one. The square root of 4 is 2, and the square root of x squared is x. And that gives us our final answer of 2x. In our next example, it's almost the same thing, except we have three terms, so we're going to distribute it into three different terms, or three terms under the radical. So we have three radicands. So now we broke it up into the square root of 25, the square root of a squared, and the square root of b to the 20. We'll square root all of them to get 5 times a times b to the 10, or 5ab to the 10. In our next example, we have a square root over a fraction. I know we did one yesterday or on part 1, but we're going to do the same thing, distribute it. Now that we've distributed it, on top we can just take the square root, and on the bottom we can break it up a little bit more. So you break it up into the square root of 9 and the square root of x to the 6, and square root both of them, and we end up getting y to the 5th over 3x cubed. In our last example, we're going to have a cube root and three radicands under the radical sign. So we're going to go ahead and break it up just like we were above. And we get our three terms. Remember that you can put the whole numbers into the calculator, but the variables will have to turn into exponents. So remember that cube rooting is like breaking up into three parts, or 1/3. So now when we put them in fractions, we get 9 times x to the 12 over 3 times y to the 9 over 3, and we just divide our exponents to get 9x to the 4, y to the 3. So this goes with the second assignment on Pearson MyLab. Let me know if you need anything.